The Amazon rainforest. Just saying the name sends a shiver down your spine. It's a place where nature is king, untamed, unforgiving, and absolutely wild. Imagine a world painted in a million shades of green. The air is thick with humidity, you can almost drink it. Every step sinks into damp, dark earth. We were deep in its heart, navigating a muddy, winding river. The canopy blotted out the sun, plunging us into perpetual twilight. This wasn't a trip, it was an expedition into a world time forgot. Our mission? To find a living legend, a creature that haunts the nightmares of locals, a beast so immense it's more myth than animal. Local guides spoke in hushed tones, eyes wide. They called it Yakumama, the mother of the water. Not just a snake, a river spirit, a guardian of secrets. Boats being pulled under, livestock vanishing without a trace, a colossal shadow moving silently beneath the surface. We were here to see if the stories were true. The journey was an adventure. Howler monkeys roared from the treetops, came and watched from the riverbanks, eyes glowing in torchlight, every snap of a twig, every ripple in the water. Was it a capybara taking a drink or something else, something bigger, something far more dangerous? The Yakumama is not just any anaconda. This is the world's most dangerous anaconda, a creature that has transcended biology to become a legend. While green anacondas are the heaviest snakes on Earth, the stories about this one pushed what we thought was possible. The local people believe she is an ancient being, a primordial force of nature, not just an animal hunting for a meal, the spirit of the river itself, a powerful entity that demands respect, the ultimate guardian, protector of the Amazon's sacred places. What makes her so dangerous? 3 terrifying factors: unprecedented size, high intelligence, sheer boldness. Most anacondas wait in ambush. The Yakumama hunts actively. She investigates boats and settlements along the river. Where people are, there is often an easy meal, a stray dog, a pig, or something much larger. Her lack of fear of humans elevates her to monster status. The stories are chilling. The Amazon jungle is a place of breathtaking beauty and unrelenting danger. The air you breathe is thick and heavy, saturated with the smell of damp earth, decaying leaves, and the sweet perfume of exotic flowers. Sunlight struggles to pierce the dense canopy, casting the forest floor in a perpetual gloom. It's a world of shadows and secrets, where your senses are on constant high alert. Every rustle in the undergrowth, every strange bird call, every ripple in the dark water could signal the presence of a predator. This environment is the perfect hunting ground for a giant anaconda. Murky, slow-moving rivers, flooded forests provide the ultimate camouflage. The water is stained dark brown by tannins, making visibility almost zero, just a few inches below the surface. A creature the size of the Yakumama can disappear completely in this aquatic labyrinth, becoming just another submerged log or a shadow on the riverbed. She can lie in wait for days, perfectly still, conserving her energy until the perfect moment to strike. The river is her domain, her fortress, and her dining room all in one. Life and death are constant companions here. We saw it everywhere we looked. A vibrant blue morpho butterfly, with wings like stained glass, would flutter past, only to be snatched from the air by a hungry bird. Piranhas with their razor-sharp teeth patrol the waters, capable of stripping a carcass to the bone in minutes. Let's talk about size, because when you're dealing with the Yakumama, size is everything. Green anacondas are the heaviest snakes in the world, but this creature was on another level entirely. Based on eyewitness accounts, and the sheer scale of the prey she was said to take, we estimated her to be well over 35 feet long, but it's not just the length that's terrifying, it's her girth. Imagine a snake as thick around as a truck tire, a creature with a head wider than a human's shoulders and a body composed of pure, dense muscle. Her weight was likely pushing over 600 pounds, a true behemoth of the reptile world. Her appearance is the stuff of nightmares. Her skin is a mosaic of olive green, black, yellow, a perfect camouflage pattern for the murky waters she calls home. Large, dark blotches run down her back, helping her blend in with the dappled light and shadows of the riverbed. But it's her eyes that truly mesmerize you. They are set high on her head, allowing her to see above the water while the rest of her massive body remains submerged. They are dark, unblinking orbs that seem to hold an ancient, predatory intelligence. The stories of those who have encountered the Yakumama and lived to tell the tale are delivered with a chilling reverence. They're not boasts, they're cautionary warnings. One famous account comes from a biologist studying river dolphins in the same lagoon. He was in a small aluminum boat. He was using a hydrophone. He was listening to the dolphins' clicks and whistles. Suddenly, the sound stopped. An unnatural silence. Then his boat lurched violently, lifted from one side as if by a massive unseen force. He nearly fell into the black water and scrambled across the boat. He saw a vast, dark shape moving beneath him, a shadow blocking the light. It was the Anaconda. She was not attacking yet. She was investigating. Her body slid against the hull. Raw power, like a submarine nudge. For what felt like an eternity, she circled the boat, her head breaking the surface now and then. He remained frozen. Any sudden move could trigger her. Then, as silently as she came, she sank back into the depths and was gone. Another story, a family in a small stilted house on the riverbank. They had lost several pigs. They had lost a dog. Animals vanished near the water's edge at night. One evening the father heard a commotion on his dock. He grabbed a flashlight and ran outside, fearing a jaguar. What he saw was far worse. A section of anaconda, thicker than his waist, was coiled around his last pig, dragging it into the water. The hunting method of a giant anaconda is, honestly, a masterclass in patience, power, precision. It's been honed over millions of years of evolution, making it one of the most effective predators on Earth. The hunt for the Yaku Mama begins with supernatural stillness. She finds a strategic spot along the riverbank, often right near a game trail where animals come to drink. Submerging her colossal body, only her eyes and nostrils peek above the surface. She becomes virtually indistinguishable from floating debris vegetation. She can remain like this for days, even weeks, motionless, waiting. The trigger is movement. When an unsuspecting tapir or a capybara comes to the water's edge, her senses go into overdrive. She feels vibrations through the water and the ground. She smells the animal with her forked tongue, tasting the air for chemical cues. She waits for the perfect moment, distracted prey, head lowered to drink. Her muscles tense, a massive spring coiling beneath the dark water. The moments before the strike are almost unbearable with tension. The strike is explosive and incredibly fast. In the Amazon, fear is really a form of respect. The local communities who live along the rivers don't fear the Yaku Mama in the same way someone might fear a monster in a movie. Their fear is deeper, woven right into the fabric of their daily lives and spiritual beliefs. It's a practical fear, born from generations of living alongside a creature of unimaginable power. They know that the river, which gives them food water, a means of transportation, is also the serpent's kingdom. To disrespect the river is to disrespect the serpent, and honestly, that's a mistake you only make once. This fear dictates their behavior. No one swims in the deep, quiet lagoons, especially not at dusk or dawn, which are the anaconda's prime hunting times. Children are taught from a young age to never approach the water's edge alone. When fishermen are in their canoes, they're constantly scanning the water, not just for fish, but for the telltale signs of the great snake. An unusual ripple, a submerged log that seems to be in the wrong place, or just the eerie silence that often comes before her appearance. They avoid the specific areas where she's known to hunt, treating them as sacred, forbidden zones. The anaconda's presence has also shaped their folklore and mythology. The Yaku Mama is often depicted as a powerful water spirit, a being that can control the rains. Our own encounter with the Yaku Mama was something I will never forget. We had been on the lagoon for hours, the drone of insects, a constant hum in the humid air. Our guide Mateo used a long pole, pushing our canoe through the reed-choked shallows. The sun began to set fiery shade of orange, fiery shade of purple. The atmosphere was thick with anticipation. Suddenly Mateo froze. He pointed toward a massive, half-submerged log 50 feet away.
"Look," he breathed.
That was not there before. We stared at the log, my heart pounding in my chest. It was huge, it was dark, covered in what looked like algae. But as we watched, a small section rose and fell, almost imperceptibly. It was breathing. It wasn't a log. It was her. A small portion of her coiled body rested in the shallows. The sheer scale was hard to process. The Yaku Mama is more than just the world's most dangerous anaconda. She's a symbol of the wild, untamed spirit of the Amazon. She represents a world that is rapidly vanishing, a world where nature still holds the ultimate power. Her immense size, her incredible strength, her intelligent, calculating hunting methods, these traits place her at the pinnacle of the food chain, an apex predator, with no enemies that fears nothing, not a participant, but the force that shapes her ecosystem, a living monument to evolution. Our encounter proved the legends were true. Some stories were embellished, But the core truth remains: a monstrous creature patrols these dark waters. There are still mysteries, giants hiding at the edges of our maps. The fear and respect locals show is not superstition, it's practical survival. They know we are visitors in her kingdom. Sheer size takes the largest prey, perfect adaptation to murky water, and her existence begs the question: what else is lurking just beneath the surface?